Hi guys and welcome back. Today I'm going to have another quarantine cooking session with you all, and today we're making churros. I'm doing both a fried version and a baked version. Your kids are going to love this one and so are you. So to make this, the first thing we're going to do is start off by making our sugar that we have to coat the churros in. So I'm using pumpkin spice and some sugar. We're going to mix that in and then set it aside. If you don't have pumpkin spice, just use some cinnamon. In a pot, I'm going to go in with some water. Next goes in some butter. We're basically making a choux pastry. In goes some sugar, and I'm just going to mix that in so that sugar dissolves. Once it's dissolved, we're going to go in with our flour, and I'm using all-purpose flour here, and we're going to mix it in. Now my heat is on a medium-low here. I'm just going to whisk that in, and once it's whisked in, I'll switch to a spoon. So I'm just going to press down on the dough to cook it. You want to make sure that it's at least cooked out for about a minute, and you'll see that thin film forming on the bottom of the pan. So once it's cooked out and it comes together into a bowl, you can transfer this into a bowl. We need this to cool down a little bit, and to help it, I'm just breaking it apart to help it cool down, because if you were to put the eggs, you would scramble them. Now I'm going in with some vanilla, and then I'm going to go in with my eggs. I'm just making a little well. I'll put in my eggs, and then using a fork, I'm going to break up the eggs into that flour. Now this is going to look like it's separating on you, but I'm telling you, don't worry, you just have to keep mixing until it all comes together. I promise you it will come together. If you've ever made puffs before, chicken puffs, tuna puffs, you'll know exactly what I mean. So this is what it would look like once it comes together, and then we can go ahead and put it into our piping bag. Now I'm using a star tip for this, and this is a really large tip, guys. If you wanted a thinner churro, of course use a smaller tip. And I like this tip because it creates ridges in the churros so that cinnamon sugar or that pumpkin spice sugar can stick. So I'm going to be piping out the baked version first. You can make these as big or as small as you want. Use something to help you cut it off when you reach the end, because it can be kind of hard to get it off. So once you have these go into your oven at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for about 30 minutes until they're golden brown and puffed. So while these are in the oven baking, let's go ahead and fry our next batch. So I have my heat on a medium, which is a 6. These are going to take about 8 to 10 minutes to fry because I'm using that big piping tip. Remember, if you're making them thinner, they will take around 5 to 6 minutes. And I'm just dropping it into the hot oil, and I'm going to allow them to fry until they're puffed and golden brown. Now you can fry these golden or darker if you wanted to. I'm just flipping them to make sure that both sides brown evenly. Be careful, you don't want to destroy those ridges that we created. Now once they're nice and golden brown, you remove them from your oil and just place them on a paper towel. But my tip is, from the time it comes out of that oil, you want to go ahead and roll it in that sugar, because it's going to adhere to the churro better than if it was cooled. And you see how nice and beautiful it looks with that sugar sucked it. Now let's do the baked version that just came out of our oven. Now because this doesn't contain any oil and it's a little healthier, you'll notice that not a lot of that cinnamon or pumpkin spice sugar is going to stick. But that's okay. Today I'm serving it with some Hershey's syrup because this is what I have on hand, and we're trying to use whatever we have in the house so we don't have to go getting extra stuff in the supermarket. This is a chocolate syrup. It's totally optional if you don't have it. I'm going to dip the baked one into my syrup, and I'm going to give it a bite. I want to taste it. I want to tell you guys the difference between this and the fried. Now it is really pillowy soft when I bit into it, and I have to say I'm not getting a ton of that sugar on there, but it's a healthier version, so less sugar baking. So let's try the fried version. Now with the fried version, I absolutely loved it because there was enough of that pumpkin spice sugar coated on the outside of it. It was pillowy soft on the inside, just like the baked version. That's the constant here. The insides of both of them were the same. It's just that I preferred the outside to the fried version. So we have the fried, we have the baked, and I wanted to give you guys two options because I know you all would ask me. So I hope you guys enjoyed this quarantine cooking video. Make it with your kids. Comment down below, let me know what you think. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!